Oh, I'm not really logging in, I'm just going to the tab.
All set. All right. I'd like to call to order the board meeting for Tuesday, June 9th. Just as a reminder, meetings of the Mechanicsburg Area School District Board of Directors are being recorded and live streamed for the purpose of transparency and increased public access. The live stream, along with recordings from previously held meetings, can be found on the school board's YouTube channel. At this time, I'd ask you to please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we would take a moment for silent meditation. And roll call, please.
Yes, starting with Mr. Bradley.
Here.
Mrs. Dang.
Here.
Mr. Frangel. Mrs. Huff.
Here.
Mrs. Kearns.
Here.
Mr. Kickline.
Here.
Dr. Lebo. Ms. Morgan.
Here.
And Mrs. Strelo.
Here.
All right, thank you. Item 1.06, endorsement of the agenda. Are there any changes in the agenda this evening?
They're not, and it will stand as is.
Thank you very much. Item 1.07, reading of minutes from the regular board meeting of May 12th, 2026. Are there any questions or adjustments to those minutes? Okay, then they will stand as written. Moving on to item 2, hearing of visitors. There will be 2 opportunities for public comment this evening. As a reminder, public comment is limited to residents and taxpayers of the school district. At this time, we've reached the first opportunity for public comment. This opportunity is reserved for comments related to items that are listed on this evening's agenda for a vote. A second opportunity for public comment will occur at the end of the meeting. The second opportunity for public comment is reserved for comments on issues not listed on the agenda and not being voted on. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes per individual and requires community members to observe a reasonable decorum. If you would like to address the board, please share your name and the municipality in which you reside. Seeing none, we'll move on to item 3.01, Superintendent of Schools Report, Dr. Bitts.
Thank you. The school year might be over, but we still have some students to recognize for some great things. So we have 2 different groups here tonight, and we'll start with Mr. Statler and TSA. We've been able to make this an annual occurrence here the last couple of years, which is terrific. And Mr. Statler does an amazing job with this group of young people. So I'll turn things over to him.
Good evening, board members. Dr. Bitts. Thank you for inviting us to celebrate the accomplishments of our TSA students this year. For those of you that may not be familiar with TSA, we are a competitive organization, and we compete at, the students compete at a regional level, and then if they qualify to move on, they go on to the state level. All the events are technology related. What's that? Okay.
I just said, and nationals.
And they have potential to go to nationals too. Yeah. Kyle did go to nationals. Maybe he can tell you about his experience last year. Yep. So we took 6 to regionals this year, and of those 6, all 6 qualified to go to states. You have to place top 3 in your event. We took 4 that elected to go. The state conference is a significant event. There's 1,800 students that participate, and there's over 100 schools that compete across Pennsylvania. Once again, our students found some success at that level. Kyle Moreno and Kate Elwell placed sixth place in technology problem solving, and that's an event where there's probably over 100. There was over 100 teams in that event, and then Kate Elwell placed in flight endurance. That was an individual event, and there's over 40 students in that as well. These accomplishments are a testament of their hard work and dedication, countless hours our students invest outside the classroom. Their efforts don't go unnoticed. I'm extremely proud of the accomplishments they achieved every year. And at this time, Kyle, our president, is going to share a little bit about his journey in TSA.
Hi. Over the years, I've spent my time working diligently in the back rooms of the tech room, just whittling my time, just perfecting and designing various Makamas that'll be presented to a judge of 3 in various competitions. Many have been hard to place, but with the diligence of me and my teammates, I've managed to pull through and win a couple for us. As not only a president of TSA, but also a member of the student advisor in TSA regionals, I've had the opportunity to help various students succeed, not only in their individual competitions, but also helping some adults within the community set up events and parse through paperwork necessary for these competitions to happen. I think that the opportunity of award goes not only to me, but the people I work with, because in the end, it's not just me who creates these robots and all of this technology stuff for myself. It's all of us together, collaborating to build something that we'll all be proud of in the future. Thank you.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. My son was involved in TSA years back, and it was always great to see the enjoyment on their faces when they got involved in those, and still see pictures today of the crew that he had from TSA and that he still stays in contact with. It's great to see your creativeness. It brings so many different skills in with your problem-solving skills, your analytical skills. I hope that you just continue to take that and take what you've learned and continue to build on that, and someday create that next big thing that we're all going to use and all going to be able to take advantage of. So, great job. Thank you.
My son and daughter were both in TSA for many, many years, and one did all the art stuff and one did the problem solving and the engineering stuff. And, you know, they're as night and day as possible, and they went 2 different directions, but they both did very well at TSA, and it was always, they loved it, and the fact that the kids worked so well together to accomplish, you know, whatever they were creating. I know there's multiple categories you can participate in, and I just thought that was wonderful that TSA offers, whether you want to be, you know, in the art field, speech field, you know, building, construction, whatever. Everything, there was something there for everybody to participate in, and I just thought that was great. But nothing like going to nationals and seeing 2,000 kids running around in the exact same, you know, uniform and running off to their competitions. It was very awarding to see that there's that many kids that out there that were really interested in solving problems for the world. So, good job. You know, even international kids were there, so it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Is there a particular type of competition that mechanics were like excelled at, or is it across all the different programs?
So they have a lot of, they have 40 different competitions, and the ones that I kind of recruit are the ones that are like hands-on, like they build stuff and make things, and they do like structural engineering, things like that, or robotics, or animatronics. But there are like shirt designs, and pin designs, and there's fashion design. So there's something there, honestly, for everybody. I just can't, I have a hard time recruiting those students.
Excellent.
So
And
this-
thank you for all that you do to recruit and to work with them and to encourage them to kind of think outside of the box and try to imagine, which is always a great place to go instead of just staying within the boundaries that are out there today. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Mr. Noss?
All right, well, we have another recognition here too, and this goes back into the athletics realm. So I'll invite Mr. Pahanic, and it looks like Coach Hager's here, and Jackson to.
All right. Thanks for having us. We've been back here this year, but I think this is the first time we've been back for spring in a couple years. Jackson, I'll let Coach Hager kind of go through the accolades. I'll just share a little story. We went to Mid-Penns as a group, and I believe Jackson finished third at Mid-Penns. Is that correct? And so what happens is then they move on to districts. So Mid-Penns is made up of, we'll say, 30 schools approximately, and then they go to districts, and it's pretty much double that size. So you're thinking more athletes, more high-quality athletes. And Coach Hager usually gives me updates through text that day. And he was sending how our distance runners did, how our individual runners did, and then I get a text. He said, Jackson won the District 3 high jump. And I was like, did we have that on our radar? And he goes, I thought he had a good chance to get to states. I'm not saying we thought he was going to win the district. So it was a little surprise to me, but just a testament to how hard he worked and his continued improvement. So I'm going to let Coach Hager introduce Jackson and kind of go over some of his accolades.
Well, thank you for having us this evening. It's always nice to be here. And I'm going to shout out to Kyle, who's a student athlete and runs cross country in the fall. So I think you're going to see two students up here who are the best of all the worlds that we have here to offer at Mechanicsburg. So Jackson is impressive in a lot of ways tonight, but in a couple of ways. One, he did win the District 3 championship, which if you go through, he is a sophomore, and you're going to count the number of sophomores who even qualify to compete at districts on probably two hands. So to win as a sophomore is a very big deal, and especially in an event like high jump, where when we're talking about winning at high jump, we end up talking a lot about how he's jumping the same height as other jumpers, but missing less often. And so it was a moment of tension there where everybody's done, and the officials are huddled, and the kids are huddled, and the parents and coaches were all outside of the fence down at Shippensburg, huddled around trying to figure out who won, and all of a sudden Jackson kind of throws his hands up, and and his teammates are there, and it's a really cool moment to see that happen, and it's a joy. But one of the really cool things is watching Jackson's interaction, because he jumps amazingly. He broke a school record that was 43 years old. He jumped, I'm going to say he jumped 6'7", and that's not just because of the great year this year, but I'm about 5'7", so he's jumping a foot over my head and even higher than he is tall. So it's a very impressive thing that day. But to watch the camaraderie that happens amongst the competitors at that event is really, really special. As a coach, when we get to district championships, and states, we're not allowed out there with the athletes, so they can come over the fence, we can chat a little bit, but to watch them communicate with each other, to work together, and kids who are at rival schools that we see all throughout the season that are getting to know each other and helping each other out and being able to serve each other is just a really neat environment to watch. So I want to give congratulations to him for so many things. It's a school record, a district championship, and qualifying for states. All of the sophomore is just exceptional. He has also qualified for national championships, which will happen here in about a week and a half down in North Carolina. So he's going to get to go see kids from all over the country and compete. He is, as of right this moment before nationals, the top-ranked sophomore high jumper in the state. That's regardless of classification, public, private, all those things. And so he just had a tremendous season. And while I think, like Panic set a little bit off our radar maybe at the beginning. To watch the work that he has put in and the way that he has learned his event is a really special experience as a coach. So we're going to hope to see him maybe hopefully back here with you over the next couple of years as well. But I know that he's also a multi-sport athlete and the testament of joining the swim team and going out and working hard in other areas. As I understand, he's an awfully bright student and involved in a lot of different things in our foreign language honor society. So just a well-rounded young man who I think, like I said, represents the best of what we have to offer here. So thank you so much. I'm going to see if he wants to say anything, but
I don't have anything to say. I mean, I need to thank you, and I need to thank Coach Will, Coach Reeder, because I mean, really, you guys make such an amazing environment. Like even at the track, like even aside like me doing good or bad or whatever it was just it's so much fun to make. Like it's so much fun on the track team in general, and I think I have to owe that to you and the other coaches. So yeah.
So I have to ask, you think, okay, somebody running, that's natural, somebody swimming, that's natural. How did you ever get into the flop that you have to do to get over the bar?
Well, I mean, I did track last year, so obviously my sophomore year I did track last year, and I always just like loved jumping. Like I didn't really do basketball or other sports that required it, but I just loved like jumping or like playing football with my friends and like jumping for the ball, just getting it as high as I could. And last year I didn't do high jump, but coming into this year, like week or two before, I had been seeing a lot on like my feeds and like social media and stuff, and I was like, I really want to focus on high jump this year, and I really wanted to make it a standout year. And I mean, I wasn't going to share this story, but it makes me think of it. I remember, I think it was a week and a week and a half before the season started, and I was like, my goal is going to be 6'7" because that was to qualify for indoor nationals for New Balance. So beside my door, I got a tape measure and a pencil, and I marked 6 foot, 6'4", and I think 6'7", and I was like, I'm gonna try to hit 6'7" before the season was over, and I didn't think I'd ever hit it. But I think my dad, who was there from the start too, like practicing with me, I think he would agree I was a pretty natural high jumper. I think we also sent Coach in the first week a video of me jumping 6 foot on like a Sunday, because we just went down on a Sunday, and that was my first time jumping, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this a good season.
Very good.
So I want to know, when you come back as a senior, will you be a foot taller?
We can hope. I don't think we can hope.
Mom and Dad are saying no. Yeah, but excellent job, and thank you for working, thank you for creating that environment that they can excel in, and it's just great to see you, and we look forward to seeing you back for the next couple of years.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hennig.
That ends my report.
All right, thank you very much. And we will move on to item 3.02, the Capital Area Intermediate Unit report.
Yes.
Mrs. Strahel.
We met on May 28th, and really the primary takeaway for the district, we heard from Jeremy Freeland, who I understand came from Hannesburg, and he talked to us about threat assessments and site assessments, and encouraged us, if we haven't yet done a site assessment, it's highly recommended to pressure test sites and systems to ensure they are as safe as they can be. It's not required by law, but the IU now has someone on staff who's certified to come into the districts and do this, and to stay tuned for more info on that. So.
Very good.
I saw him at graduation, gave me a big hug, but he was here for many years.
Yep. The running joke when every time that they would mention his name when I was on the board was they would always apologize to me because of the fact that they poached him. But he's always been doing great things at the IU, and he continues to get involved in the bigger community as well. So very appreciative of that. Thank you for your report. We'll move on to item 3.03, the Cumberland Perry Area Career and Technical Center report. Mr. Kickling.
Yes, so the JOC met on May 26th. I was not able to attend because we had a work session. However, construction continues. That is the big news, trying to open everything in time. So we do have a update on construction. It looks like most of the building will be done by the end of August, according to the current schedule. Knock on wood. It won't be complete until probably around October. So obviously they're going to need to work on things while the students are in the building as well. So at this point, it's all hands on deck. They are evaluating the schedule daily, just making tweaks, adjustments, working on moving certain areas of the CTC around and demolition, tying into the new systems, that sort of thing. So yes, it looks like the plan is to have it open in time for the school year. Obviously, there'll probably be a couple of little snags, but that's probably typical for any construction project. So hats off to the new folks that are managing that and doing a great job communicating between parties there. So next meeting will be on June 22nd. So I will look forward to attend that one and bring you to speak.
Great, thank you very much. It'll be exciting to see how, what programs get expanded and what additional things they can do, the great things that they do over there to.
There's a lot of
address
programs that are very popular that they just can't have many students in, and this will basically could double some of the number of students that they can take in these programs. So very exciting.
Very good. Thank you for that report. Any questions for Mr. Kickline? All right. At this point, we'll move on to item 3.04, the Wildcat Foundation report. Mrs. Huff.
Our golf tournament is coming up on July 31st, and we have apparently 3 foursomes left. That's all. So if anybody still wants to go, 3 foursomes, 2 sponsorships. If anybody wants to contribute money, that's always a good thing. And we recently, the foundation recently purchased 4 dishwashers for the FCS program at the middle school out of the grant funding. So the golf tournament is the focus right now, but shortly, as soon as that ends, don't worry, we'll start Wildcat Foundation night.
Very good.
One of these years I'm going to win that Buick.
Hole in one.
Yeah, hole in one.
All right. 3.05, PSBA legislative report. Nothing significant at this point. We just continue to watch it as budget talks continue, as they continue to think, and hopefully, as we're coming close to budget deadline, that we'll see that be different from the last year. Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. 3.06, Finance and Facilities Committee report. I think we have anything.
I have nothing to report,
Okay.
as we have not met.
Moving on to 3.07, Board President's report. Just want to make an announcement of an executive session that was held on May 26, 2026 at 9:45 p.m. Yes, that is correct, 9:45 p.m. To discuss personnel and legal matters. Also, an executive session was held this evening at 6 p.m. to discuss personnel matters. And then there was the cancellation of the June 23, 2026 Finance and Facilities Committee meeting and work session that was scheduled for that evening. With that being done, moving on to item 5, new business, appointment of the summer rec staff.
I ask the board to approve the appointment of the recreation staff for seasonal recreation programs.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 5.02, approval of the winter athletic appointments.
I ask the board to approve the winter athletic appointments for 2026-2027.
A second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you very much. 5.03, approval of the athletic game help.
I ask the board to approve the athletic game help and workers fees for 2026-2027.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Moving on to item 6, new business, budget and finance. 6.01, treasurer's report. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the treasurer's report as per the attachments, which include the following. Number 1 is the treasurer's report for May 2026. 2 is the board budget report, May 2026. 3, general fund invoices paid check number 73393 through 73574 in the amount of $1,389,851.51 I'm sorry. 4 was electronic payment in the amount of $6,655,352.55. Number 5 is the general fund invoices payable check number 73575 through 73600 in the amount of $481,468.17. Number 6 is the capital reserve fund invoices paid check number 1994 through 199 in the amount of $151,107.92. And lastly, number 7, the series of 2024 construction fund invoices paid check number 254 in the amount of $12,471.60.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or concerns? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 6.02, final adoption of the 2026-2027 general fund budget. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the final adoption of the 2026-2027 final general fund budget in the amount of $117,688,482 with a real estate tax rate of 17.7816 mils, which includes a 4.3% increase in real estate taxes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 6.03, approval of the fund balance commitments, general fund.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the fund balance committees as presented. There are 5 of them.
Do we have a second?
Second. Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 6.04, adoption of the farmstead exclusion resolution. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to adopt the farmstead exclusion resolution establishing the homestead and farmstead exclusion amount for 2026 through 2027.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 6.05, approval of the Delta Dental renewal. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the Delta Dental renewal as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 6.06, approval of insurance renewals. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to approve insurance renewals for 2026 through 2027, which include the district's property liability coverage and student accident insurance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 6.07, approval of the Borough School Crossing Guards contracted service. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to approve a 50% cost-sharing arrangement with the Borough of Mechanicsburg, which will be used to allocate the increased costs associated with a contracted service provided for school crossing guards.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
And one more, Ms. Morgan. Item 6.08, authorization for board officers to approve payment of invoices for the month of July.
I would like to ask the board to authorize the board officers to approve payment of invoices for the month of July.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7, new business curriculum. 7.01, student services contract.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the student services contracts as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 7.02, approval of agricultural science program agreement with Cumberland Valley School District.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the agreement with Cumberland Valley School District for a student placement in the agricultural science program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I'll just share this as a continuation of the same situation from last summer, just moving to the system.
And she's a senior, or this student's a senior this year, will be a
No.
senior? No?
I think she'll be a junior next year.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 8, new business facilities. Item 8.01, approval of the high school sewer line repairs. Ms. Morgan.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the attached bid from Detrangela Excavating and Landscaping for sewer line repairs at the high school.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
All right, thank you. Moving on to number 9, second longest one, new business personnel. 9.01, approval of the personnel report.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the personnel report as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I'll just draw attention, we have Hannah Carrington here this evening. She is going to be we'll bring forward as our new pre-K counts director.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 9.02, approval of teacher leaders.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the teacher leaders for 2026-2027 as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 9.03, we'll do it. Take two. Item 9.03, approval of extra duty advisors.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the extra duty advisors as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I just want to thank all these teachers for spending extra time to give our students such a wonderful and rich experience in academic careers, extracurriculars.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 9.04, approval of school safety officers.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the school safety officers for 2026-2027 as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Just wanted to mention that Mr. Freeland's on this list, so he is here in some capacity.
Never really leave Mechanicsburg.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 9.05, approval of retiree service contracts.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the retiree service contracts for 2026-2027 as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 9.06, approval of substitute teacher compensation.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the substitute teacher compensation for 2026-2027.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Before we roll into this one, just a procedural, does this need to be a roll call vote or just?
Yes, well, it could be by voice consent, or it could be individual roll call as well. I think the other item of significance is because it is a contract setting salary, so it would be a 5-vote item.
What's a 5?
5 vote, requiring 5 votes.
Requiring five for the votes, okay, thank you. So we do not necessarily have to do a roll call?
No.
Okay, thank you. 9.07, approval of the Act 93 agreement for period of July 1, 2026 through July 30th of 2029.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the administrative compensation plan effective July 1st, 2026.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Yes. Well, I do not agree with every aspect of this proposed agreement, most notably the decision to limit reimbursement of certain medications. I will say that I plan to vote in favor of it, but throughout this process, we were tasked with balancing a number of competing and often very difficult considerations, including financial realities, employee wellness, timing, fairness, long-term sustainability, as well as short-term needs. And reasonable people, as we all are, can disagree about where those balances should be struck, and I certainly have concerns. However, no agreement of this scope is likely to reflect any one person's preference, right? I greatly respect that we have all been able to communicate respectfully with one another, with the administrators who have come to the table, and on the balance, though, I feel that this agreement represents the best compromise that we as a group can present, and for that reason, I will intend to support.
Thank you for sharing that. Any other comments or? I'd like to thank both the group that worked, from the board that worked on this, as well as the representatives from the administrative side that provided feedback into the agreement. And it is a process, and there are lots of moving parts to it, but working together helped to come to an agreement that we can move forward with at this point. So thank you. All right. Did we ever get a second on it? Okay, you seconded. Okay, Mr. Schreier.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 9.08, approval of job descriptions.
I ask the board to approve the payroll and benefits administrator job description as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 9.09, approval of the affiliation agreement.
I ask the board to approve the affiliation agreements with Western Governors University as per the attached.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Moving on to item 11, 11.01, new board policy 628.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the second and final reading of the new board policy 628, tax assessment appeals.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 11.02, second reading of revised board policy 105. Mrs. Deng.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the second and final reading of the revised board policy 105, curriculum.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 11.03, second reading of board policy 204. Mrs. Deng.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the second and final reading of the revised board policy 204, attendance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. 11.04, second reading of revised board policy 217. Mrs. Deng.
I'd like to ask the board to approve the second and final reading of the revised board policy 217, graduation.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
Unless I hear a negative response, I'll record the roll call as a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Item 12, hearing of visitors. We have reached the second opportunity for public comment. This opportunity is reserved for comments on issues not listed on the agenda and not being voted upon this evening. As a reminder, public comment is limited to residents and taxpayers of the school district. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes per individual and requires community members to observe a reasonable decorum. If you would like to address the board, please share your name and the municipality in which you reside. Seeing none, move on to item 13, adjournment. Ms. Morgan,
I'd like to ask the board to adjourn.
have a second? Adjourn.